back to In the Huddle with Bill Scott and Green Bay offensive lineman T.J. Lang.
And we're back here at the fifth quarter in Little Chute, brought to you tonight by the Mole Lake Casino Resort and Conference Center. Don't forget, coming up a little later in the show, we'll have our email question of the week, sponsored by Granite Peak Ski Area in Wausau. Your chance to win a ski package for two, valued at more than $400. So just send us your question now at inthehuddleshow.com. Inthehuddleshow.com. You could win that ski package valued at more than $400. Back with T.J. Lang, and time to meet his player guest tonight. Second-round draft pick out of the University of Purdue, 56th player overall, defensive end Mike Neal. Thank you, Mike.
No problem.
Well, after going some injury struggles yourselves for a couple of weeks, you finally got on the field yesterday, and that had to feel pretty good.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, injuries are a major setback, something that you don't want to happen, but it's part of the game. But I think, I heard TJ talking about character. I think the way you bounce back from those injuries and, how fast you can get on the field definitely shows character. So
you told me that it was either late in preseason or the first week or so when you were kind of battling, with the injuries that you had a hard time sleeping, that you didn't spend too many nights with a lot of sleep, that you spent most of it over at 1265 Lombardi.
Yeah, I'm not a person that sleeps a lot, honestly. I'm up all hours of the night. I sleep in spurts 2 or 3 hours at a time, but when I'm going through those injuries, man, wanting to play football, it keeps me up because I dream about it. I don't know if it's necessarily a dream or if I'm just thinking about it, but it keeps me up at night, and it's hard to sleep on it.
Now, you got extra, quite a few snaps yesterday, and they needed it with as much as the defense was on the field. How'd you feel? How'd you think you played?
I'm probably my biggest self-critic, or biggest critic. My coaches thought I played okay, but to me, there's a lot of room for improvement, a lot more things that can be done. Getting on the field for the first time, a couple of weeks, there's definitely some rustiness to the game, but there's a lot of things that I can do to get better, and I'm always trying to get better.
Now, they gave you a forced fumble on the would you reach out and you hit the guy in the pad and
Yeah, funny thing is, Dom's like, good play, Mike. And I'm just like, man, my Winston Moss was like, were your eyes closed? I was trying to say no, but my eyes are definitely closed. I came through there, man. I got back there a lot faster than what I thought I was going to get back there. And, I was able to stick my hand out trying to make a tackle, and he had the ball in that hand and popped out there. So
I thought you got some pretty good penetration a couple times where you got back in the backfield and kind of disrupted a few things.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. But that's one of those things that you want to definitely finish. You get back there, obviously, a number of times in the game, you want to finish one. So I definitely got back there 3 or 4 times, chances to make big plays, but I didn't come up with the big plays or the sacks, so I'm definitely looking to improve.
Yeah, sometimes, Clay Matthews talks about this too. Sometimes you need the one guy to disrupt things, to kind of blow up that chain on the offensive line, and maybe it's the next guy that slides through and then makes the play. So and I know that you'd love to make the play, but sometimes there's got to be somebody there that blows everything up for the guy that does make the play, and oftentimes you don't get enough credit for doing that, but you're certainly a big part of it, aren't you?
Most definitely. I mean, there was a play that sticks out in my mind when you said that Jared Bush came free. He came free, scot-free, missed a sack. Clay just so happened to be still working on his pass rush moves, spent directly into the quarterback. He was right there, and he got a sack. So, that one play, that one person coming in and disrupting the play definitely helps it out. And, I mean, it's good for the defense. I mean, if you can get one person to disrupt the offensive line and you get people swarming to the football, good things happen.
Yeah, so you finished up at left defensive tackle at Purdue. You come here, they throw you in defensive end. Is it kind of, because it's the 3-4, is it kind of almost the same?
It's a big difference, to be completely honest with you. When you come from a 4-3 scheme, you're looking at people that like to get up the field and be disruptive. When you come over to the 4-3 or 3-4, you kind of sitting back, reading things. It's a big transition because, in my mind, when a ball snap, go. But in the 3-4 defense, when a ball snap, you read, and it's a big difference for a defensive lineman. So there's defenses that allow me to be able to just get off the ball, but there's majority of defenses where I kind of have to read and react.
Your dad was an all-conference defensive tackle at Weber State. I'm saying that right?
Weber.
It's Weber State?
Yeah, Weber State.
Went to training camp with the New York Giants in 1988, so there's a little football blood in the family.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. My dad played. Other than that, I can be honest with you, I don't know if I have any other relatives that play big-time ball anywhere, but my dad's definitely an athlete. I mean, he was like 35 years old. He was still killing me in the 40. So I mean, he's pretty good.
Did you ever see him at all?
When I was younger, I remember watching him play semi-pro football. He got a funny thing is he actually separated his ribs and got cut. He was a free agent back in the day, and separated his ribs and got cut, and then he went on to play semi-pro football. So I was able to get a chance to watch him play semi-pro football when I was younger.
Yeah, that's neat. We were talking about this before we went on the air, and we were talking about injuries and Morgan Burnett, and the fact that you thought he should go get a second opinion. Sounds like he might do that, but it's interesting to hear it from a player, and you went through it in college that they misdiagnosed you at the college level. Why don't you tell that story?
I was in college. I had a number of injuries, but the one particular one was my foot. I had 2-3 doctors look at it, and one of them goes, that little crack right there, that looks like it could be a break. And the other was like, nah, it's probably just the way the image was taken. And I was like, man, are you serious? And a couple of weeks later, come to find out the bone was broken, hairline fracture, and then I had some tendons that ripped away from that bone on the MRI. So I definitely think it's in your best interest to get second opinions. But for somebody that has injury that Morgan has and the way that he's moving, it's kind of hard to me. I mean, the MRI says that it's torn, but he's moving like nothing even happened. So most guys don't come from those ACL tears like that. So
all right, another big day yesterday defensively for Charles Woodson. I'm going to ask both you guys this. What are your thoughts of Charles Woodson, and what kind of an impact does he make in the locker room? Or is it just a by example type person, or does he get up there and and try and talk to guys?
Well, what I see from the locker room is, he's just a guy that leads by example. He's doing the right things all the time. He's good shoes for the young guys that follow him just by watching how he plays. And honestly, he's been around so long, he probably doesn't even have to watch film. He can still go out there and make plays. That's just the type of guy that he is, and that's how smart he is. But he talked to us. He talked in front of the team a couple days ago, before the game, and actually it was after the game, and after he had, I think he became the all-time leading interception for touchdown in Packers history. He gave a little speech, and he's hungry, man. He's a guy who he's not going to stop until we get to the big show, and he's going to push everybody, and that's his goal, and that's just how he approaches every day. So he's a great guy to be around, and especially for the young guys, just the type of role model he is.
Mike?
I definitely agree. I mean, I was here all summer. Didn't go back home. One of those people that like to work, don't take any breaks. But, funny story is one day I walked into the locker room, Charles comes in there, and I'm just like, man, he's here every day, but I never see him do anything. So he comes in there, and he's in there for 5 minutes, and he walks out. I'm just like, God, where does he go to? So finally one day I'm in the training room. I seriously was like 20 minutes after he disappeared. He came walking in the training room. He was just pouring sweat. I'm like, where did you go? I was in the weight room, the indoor facility. He was just like, I was running stadium stairs. I was like, well, you must have got a good little workout. Quick 20-minute workout. He said, no, I ran the whole stadium. And I was like, what? The whole stadium in 20 minutes? I'm like, those are a lot of steps. But that just goes to show you what type of dedication and how hard he works. He doesn't necessarily go in the weight room and squat 500-600 pounds to be a DB or whatever they might squat, but to go run the stadium stairs, the whole thing in 20 minutes, that's pretty impressive. I ran 10 stairs and I thought I was gonna die. So 10 times, but it's pretty impressive. So yeah, he definitely leads by example.
He has his little nicks here and there from time to time, but he's tough as nails. He plays through them, and I don't know that for a guy of his size, his body weight, I don't know that I've ever seen a finer tackler of big players. You watch him tackle tight ends, big running backs. He takes them on and he brings them down, and they don't drag him anywhere. He brings them down.
He's like, to me, he just reminds me of Superman. If you ever watch Charles come on a DB blitz, when he's about 3 yards away from the quarterback, he literally looks like Superman. He takes off flying and dives for a tackle. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, he's an exciting player to watch. All right, we'll continue our conversation. TJ Lang and Mike Neal, our guest on the program tonight. We'll be back. Don't forget to email us your question of the week, sponsored by Granite Peak Ski Area. Your chance to win a ski package for two valued at better than $400. InTheHuddleShow.com. Back with more from the fifth quarter after this on the Woodward Radio Network.